I don't hear it. Hello, welcome to Established. Thank you so much for joining us here on this internet medium. Established is Tommy Bechtold.
Hey.
Julie Cowan.
Hi.
James Warfield.
That's my name.
And I'm Sean Cowhig. Thank you so much for being here. A little shout out to Cheryl Schmidt for giving us the suggestion this evening. And also a shout out to the Gin Ricky, which is the special cocktail of this established show, because the suggestion for tonight is the year of 1943. Now, the show itself is going to be completely improvised, but we got the suggestion of the year, and we have some facts about the year in order to inspire this show. So let me first just flat out say 1943 is dominated by World War II, and of course it is. But here are some facts, a lot of which are they're in direct correlation with the fact that World War II is going on. So first for you, 1943 was the year of the steel penny. And what I mean is pennies are made out of copper, right? But not in 1943. In 1943, they needed copper for World War II. So it's the only year in history that pennies were made out of steel. And I especially know this because my uncle collects coins. And we had a super find once at a flea market where we found some of these steel pennies.
Oh, what a wonderful fact. Before I share my fact, I would like to share that after this, I'm going to run away from my screen for a second to turn off my air conditioner that was not invented in 1943 and is making a tremendous amount of noise. So back into this now, 1943, big year for me personally. Nachos were invented by Ignacio Nacho Anaya in Piedras Negras, Coahuila, Mexico.
Wow.
So nacho. Refried
I love it.
I think Taco Tuesday came some years later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're all grateful that nachos were invented. And I am also grateful that in 1943, the musical Oklahoma by Rodgers and Hammerstein premiered and ran for 15 years on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hey, I've got something for you guys. 1943 was the year that the Slinky and Silly Putty were both invented. I think we just needed some fun, and we found it.
Mm-hmm. In 1943, the AAG PBL was formed, and that was the all-women's baseball league because all the dudes were over fighting the Nazis. And if you remember a little incredible, awesome film called A League of Their Own, that film is based off of this event. And one last thing I'd like to say as a Bostonian, Ted Williams went and fought in World War II and came back and still hit 400. What a dude.
What a great man. Terrible city, though. In sports news, football teams. This is a little football news. Due to a player shortage, also caused by World War II, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles merged and became one team for one season, known as the Steagles. Steagles. That's true. I never knew that.
Yeah, and that's why the Steagle is our national bird today.
That's right. The bald Steagle.
Yes. In 1943, In the Mood by Glenn Miller was a very big hit. That's my fact. That's it.
That's great.
Like how big? Everyone knew the words?
Yeah. Everyone.
Hey,
Everyone.
also, so I got one more fact for you. In 1943, the Pentagon was erected and what became the largest building in the world, which is just so American, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. And well, I got it erected and it's kind of phallically shaped. So, all right.
The Pentagon?
Lastly from me, in 1943, the Great Depression ended. And the Great Depression ended because tons of jobs were created, again, mass exodus, mixed with extra jobs for productions of things for World War II.
Well, it wasn't a great year for Wonder Bread because sliced bread was banned temporarily in the United States in 1943 for wartime conservation. There was a workaround if you owned a knife. You could slice your own bread. But do
Who
not
had
go to
a
the
knife.
store.
All
you
the
don't-
knives went over to Germany in 43.
All the bayonets, yes. All the knives were turned into bayonets, but if you just had to eat it whole, you just had to eat the whole loaf of bread in one sitting. Is what I'm told.
The sandwiches were enormous.
Yes.
So in 1943, people dressed exactly the way you think of when you think of 1943. The women are in, past the knee shirtwaist dresses. Men and women had big, strong shoulders in their suits or trench coats for men. They were wearing fedoras, and women were even wearing some pants, as were men. And their pants were sitting very high on the waist. Not this high, but
Mm.
Mm-hmm. James, that's it. You don't even have another one. That's
guys,
it. Well,
I
that's
put-
it for this completely scripted part of the show. And now we're going to move on to our 100% improvised established show. And sit back and relax and please enjoy this show that was established in 1943. I'm sorry if I seem nervous. Simply the fact that diners make me nervous.
Seemed pretty cool to me, Daryl.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's absolutely cool. As long as I'm coming across as cool, calm, and collected, everything's okay. It's, like I said, I just get a little nervous about diners due to all the silverware being all around everywhere.
Okay, I wasn't nervous that you were nervous, but now that you've mentioned how nervous you are, I can't help but feel a little nervous myself.
Well,
Guys,
it's
I was
crazy,
feeling
right?
confident. I was feeling confident about this lunch. I was feeling really on top of it all. And now I don't know.
nothing like going out on a nice Saturday night with the rejects, huh?
Mm.
Listen, at a certain point, you're going to have to devise a different nickname for the three of us. I mean,
Well,
the rejects.
all I know is you're the only three men still working at the munitions plant. Everybody else has gone to war. So what am I supposed to think of you as?
Whoa. We get enough of this on the job, huh? If we could just sit back and have a nice meal together.
I'm sorry.
Be born
I
this way,
appreciate
I'll have
this.
you know. I didn't ask to be born this way. You know what? Not a lot of people are born with all big toes. 10 big toes. Not 2, 10. 10 big toes, can barely walk. You think I want that? You think I like going to the beach with 10 big toes? You think I like going to the public swimming pool with 10 big toes? You think I like going to the shoe store with 10 big toes? I'm wearing flip-flops. I'm wearing flip-flops, and my toes are out, but that's the only shoes I can wear, are flip-flops. Are we going to get nachos? I want to get nachos.
I'm sorry, Mickey. You know, I thought you would have been a boon over there for the Allies fighting in WW2 because, I mean, you could have gone over there and showed them Nazis your feet and they would have gone running to the hills.
You know?
Hey.
You know?
Hey, can we just keep this meal civil, huh? Could we?
Sorry.
Huh? Maybe we support each other instead of just riling each other up a little bit.
I just
I'm
don't
sorry,
like.
Teddy. I'm sorry. I'm just tense from today.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah?
it's a big day.
What happened to you today, Rachel?
I didn't want to say anything earlier because I just decided I would get through my day, but
Sure.
I received a letter in the mail today, and they don't know where my fiance is.
Oh, yikes.
That's terrible. That's awful.
That's
The
awful.
last time they saw him, he was flying over Germany, and then nobody knows.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was just a pleasure flight, not business.
Yeah,
fighting
he's
in
a
the war.
commercial airline pilot. He flies for an airline.
He's just flying for an airline, taking people where they need to go.
Well, sure, but it hurts the same amount. Imagine if somebody you loved was disappeared.
I get it. I get it.
People I love disappear all the time. Yeah.
And here's the thing, too. If he winds up dead, you're not even going to get a knock on the door and one of them cool folded up triangle flags.
No.
Quite a consolation for the loss of a loved one.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I know. But they're still kind of cool. How do you fold that flag up in a triangle like that? I've tried. I can't do it. And then I was worried I was being blasphemous for playing around with the old red, white, and blue banner of stars and stripes.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I didn't get in either. You should see me with a newspaper.
You're telling me you didn't get into the army to go over to Germany and fight the Nazis because you didn't know how to fold a flag?
It's just not just flags. I don't know. I these hands, they have a mind of their own, you know. I can't control them.
He's not a folder. You ever seen him try and open the menu? He's been here for, well, how long have we been here? 45 minutes? He's opened the menu 64 times, never once corrected.
Okay, who's keeping count here, huh? How many toes was that? How many toes?
All right, gentlemen, please. I thought you wanted to keep it nice.
Yeah, you were actually the one who said to keep it civil, weren't you, Rachel?
I don't believe so, but yes, let's please keep it civil, Teddy.
I'll try, as long as everyone else agrees with this as well, okay? As long as we're not counting how many times one of us is doing something.
I can't make any promises. I didn't get into the army myself on account of my temper. Now, again, similar to Mickey's toes, I thought that would have been a good thing to send me over. But apparently, I'm what they like to call a loose cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have that.
Can't have that.
Well, I can see that.
I figured, just wind me up, piss me off, and shoot me out there, You storm the beach at Normandy, just send me, Let me run in there all half-cocked, running around. Yeah, maybe I'll get mowed down, but they'll think twice about it after that.
It's not a bad idea, I have to admit. One of the better ones I've heard.
Yeah.
You guys, you fellas happen to notice how we talk a big game being so many miles away from the action and all?
Yeah.
Because I know I fall asleep at night thinking, gosh, boy, I sure would like to get that Hitler guy, huh?
Sure.
I want to be the one.
I'll tell you what.
Smash that son of a bitch.
If I came face to face with Hitler, I would tell him something.
What?
I would say, you are out of line. You have gone too far.
That's right. He has gone too far.
And I would tell him I'm very concerned about how he's behaving, and then I think it's a big problem, and then I think somebody someday is going to teach him a lesson. And then I'd say, and that somebody is me. And then I pull out a gun and I go bang, 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 and I shoot him.
That's pretty incredible, because you rolled in there sounding real motherly, right?
Yeah.
Like you're trying to charm him like a mother would. Like you're trying to teach him a lesson like some kind of mommy would. But then all of a sudden, you pull out the gun and shoot him, and that's not motherly at all.
That's right. I also thought this was heading into a different direction of some coaching for bettering oneself, looking inward and seeing how we treat others and everything. And instead, you went incredibly violent with it.
Mm-hmm. And that is how I try and handle all altercations. With a little bit of love, like an Oreo cookie. You come in with the love, you get in with the violence, and then you end with a little bit of love. Because what I didn't say is, as he's bleeding out on the floor, I look down at him and I say, hey, for a terrible guy, I'm sorry I had to do this. I'm still saying sorry, but you're an awful guy.
That's
and
nice.
You don't deserve this, but I am sorry because I don't want to have killing nobody on my conscience. So I am sorry, and I hope that gives you a little bit of consolation as the darkness begins to steep in and you inevitably begin your descent down the footsteps to hell. Because you are not going to heaven, my friend, because you have done a lot of problematic things. And then I pull out my gun and I shoot his corpse a few more times just for the story, just to say I did.
Yeah. You've thought a lot more about this than I have.
Oh, I got pages and pages of journal entries just thinking up scenarios, but not just Hitler, a lot of people. The mailman.
Yeah, sure. You got a real crappy mailman.
Yeah. He's the USPS for sure.
Gentlemen, please. Now, we all have dreams of killing Hitler. Who doesn't? But the question is, what are we going to do here and now? How are we going to solve the problem now from home?
That right
No
there.
answers. No answers from anybody, huh?
That
Like
right there is some forward thinking, Rachel. I just want to commend you on the fact that you're thinking big picture and we're a little small minded in our thought processes.
You know, there's a reason why everybody at the factory calls them the rejects. If it's not obvious, hopefully it will be soon. I only went out with them because I felt sorry for them and they ask me every day. I can't wait for this to be over.
And I said to the guy, I think I should be able to join up in the league. And he's like, no, seriously. This league is only for women. And I was like, well, what if I wore a wig? And he was like, get out of here, you reject. And I was like, how did you know the nickname of the crew? It was exhilarating. It was exhilarating.
Oh, that's a good one there. Yeah.
Let me just tell you what I would do to that manager, okay? I would go up to him and I would say, I got to imagine being a manager is one of the toughest jobs in the world, weighing heavy on your shoulders every day. And you must feel the weight of the world up there, and that must really stress you out. And then I get in real close and I punch him in the gut. Punch him in the gut a couple times, and then I pat him on the head and say, good luck today. I wish you luck. You're still a son of a bitch. I punch him one more time, pat, punch, pat, punch, pat, punch, and then I'd walk away. And then I'd buy a ticket to the game, and I would root for him.
That's incredible. That's a real up and down tale of love, loss, and regret.
But what I like is that you are the bigger man and eventually walked away from the altercation that you first created.
That's right.
And then stimulated the economy by buying a ticket to the game.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. You hearing this? Bingo, bingo. You got
This
that?
is how we end the Great Depression right here. This is how we do it.
I admire your gentleman's ability to be able to look at the bright side. But I guess none of your fiancés have been lost over Germany.
No, I've never had a fiance.
True. I mean, do we know that either of our three fiancés is not lost somewhere over Germany?
I don't know where she is. That's for damn sure. She hasn't been home in weeks.
They're all lost to some degree, are they not?
I, for one, haven't met a lady that enjoys my company.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, Carla left me at least 2.5 years ago, and I've just been kind of letting on like we were still together.
Carla from the factory?
Carla from the factory, yeah, she left me a while ago. Good on her. She made the right decision.
Well, you both have been putting up quite a facade, yeah?
Well, I don't know how
work
much
together every day.
she's been putting up, but I sure have. Yes, absolutely.
And I lost my Nancy on account of us dressing up with the same costumes at Halloween. We were going to go as Raggedy Ann and Andy, and she made the whole costume from scratch. And when I went to put the booties on, I just burst right through them like some kind of maniac. My feet, like a werewolf, just went bam, right through them, popped right through like a bunch of hot dogs, jumping out of a pack of hot dogs after you cook the hot dogs. And she just started crying. She packed up the costumes, and I never heard from her again. So, you know, say la vie, say la vie.
La vie.
We really are the rejects, aren't we?
Hey.
It's always hurts when you find out. But you guys are so positive. I haven't met men who are as positive as you. You guys always seem to look at the bright side, and I appreciate that.
Gotta stay positive.
Yeah, you know, I think it helps not being shot at on a daily basis, you know?
You make a good point.
What they didn't know was I was completely broken inside. My whole thing about going to World War II and storming the beach myself was just a death wish. I got nothing to live for in this world. I am the true reject. I don't even know what this voice thing I'm doing is. I can just talk regular, and maybe I should. My whole life is a facade. I think that's why I didn't get into the army, because they knew I was fake. Just a fake man in a fake hat with a fake tie and a fake accent. When can I just be real?
I mean, what?
I say, just as soon as I get done talking to her, I say, and just so you know, I know how to wash my own car. Okay, I know how to wash my own car. I can wash my car. I'm capable of washing a car.
Yeah.
You don't get to tell me how to wash the car.
Well, maybe that's why she left you. Maybe it wasn't the booties at all. Maybe it was that you talk quite a bit.
It could have been the frequent belligerency. I think you might be right.
You have a tendency to speak about violence quite often.
But I never
Scares
threatened her.
women. Scares them.
You know,
All
a
right.
couple of them kind of scare me, but they're the best friends I've ever had. With a guy like me, you can't be a chooser, you know? I mean, the armed forces didn't even want me. They're just tossing bodies at this. So, I'm a pretty lucky guy.
Sure. You know, they don't make them much like you, Rachel, do they?
What do you mean by that?
I'm just saying that you're unique, you know? You're just kind.
Well, thank you. Sometimes I'm kinder on the outside than I feel on the inside.
Well, sure, but with that kindness is also a lot of strength. And, you know, within that strength, there's a whole lot of beauty, you know? You know, and
really
within
nice.
all that beauty is just a real kind of force, a feminine force of nature, you know?
I never thought of myself like that.
Oh, sure. I think you'd be the greatest weapon the old US of A could send over to Germany, you know?
Oh, tell that to the fellas at the Pentagon, huh?
You send over Rachel over there, and that war is over post haste.
Oh, it's over before it even started.
That's right.
What to Dusseldorf, and that war is over.
Yeah. Do you remember the morning that the papers didn't arrive on time and Rachel went out there and she really let them have it? She said, "What time is it?"
It's time for the news. I said it's time for the news.
She said it's time for the news.
It's time for the news.
It was.
I'm not
news
gonna
time.
lie to you. I think I suggested ordering nachos about 20 minutes ago, and they're ignoring me. And I don't know. I just want to order the nachos. It's a new thing I read about. I thought ordering nachos would be fun. And here they are, just ignoring the nachos. I felt like I was very clear, very deliberate. Let's get the nachos. But no one's ordering the nachos. What do I do?
Did you get those anchovies you wanted?
I'm sorry, what?
The anchovies. You said earlier you wanted to order anchovies?
I wanted to order nachos. Nachos.
What is the nacho? That's a
Nachos.
made-up
It's all-
word. Is it a
It's-
Jello? Is it in
No,
Jello?
it's chips. It's chips. Then it's
Not
cheese.
those.
More chips. Then it's hot jalapenos. Then it's chili. And you know what? I got an inkling that someday they're going to put more than just chili on there. I think it could sky's the limit. Shrimp, chicken, beef for an upcharge.
I'm sorry. Are you
Yeah.
talking about ordering these things or not ordering these things? Because you're saying not those, right?
No,
Not
no,
those. I want not those.
Not those.
No,
What else
nachos.
don't you want, though? What else don't you want?
I want to order nachos. Am I losing my mind here? I'm getting angry. I'm losing my mind.
Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Let's just get his machos around.
Yes. Somebody ask if they have the machos.
They're called N with the nachos. Nachos. N.
Nachos. N.
Why don't our nachos coming on up?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
If you'll excuse me for a moment, gentlemen, I've got to powder my nose.
Oh, dear. She's just not all right.
She is devastated.
Can
I
I
mean,
tell
he
you
could
something?
have a layover, right? He could be somewhere in Russia having a layover.
He could be in Russia on a layover. He could be in occupied France.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't think for a second that we don't see what you're doing, though. Huh? Building up all of that self-esteem and saying how great she is and all. You led the parade on that one.
You shut the hell up. I love her and I've always loved her. And if her husband hadn't asked her hand in marriage first, I would have done it myself. But I was too damn scared. I was too much of a pussy to even nut up and ask her to question myself.
Hey, Go on yourself.
Hey,
Hey,
hi.
Rachel. Hey, welcome back to the table.
Hey, Rachel. Rachel.
You guys, I want to apologize for being a bit of a crab apple today.
Oh, no.
I have a lot on my mind, but you know what? The more I think about it, the more I think that maybe this is best. Maybe we weren't meant to get married. Maybe he was meant to disappear over Germany and I was meant to find someone else, someone new.
Holy shit.
I
I'm sorry. So those machos are.
What are
coming
you
up
doing?
with things?
What are you doing?
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Who?
go to
Yes?
What?
Windows of
What?
opportunity don't always open for people like us. Huh?
What happened? What do you have an
I feel a
opportunity
breeze.
into?
You know, maybe it would be helpful if I suddenly all of a sudden had to go to the bathroom and my friend over here also had to go to the bathroom and we'll go at the same time, conserve the water and leave the two of yous here to talk it out and you get everything off your chest that you might need to get out. The two of us are going to go to the bathroom. We're going to go to the bathroom separately, but at the same time in concert, in beautiful concert, and the two of yous can talk it out. And whatever happens, happens. Maybe we come back, the check is paid and you're gone. Maybe we come back, the check is not paid and you're gone. Maybe we come back and you're still sitting here. And the
Okay.
check is
Actually,
unpaid.
I got to use the bathroom now. Let's go.
All right. Okay. I'm getting out.
Whew. Usually when he talks that long, it ends with him beating someone or shooting someone. So I thought the check thing turned out well.
Sure. Yeah, that's your old Mickey for you. And
He's a good egg. Thank you guys for
good egg.
thanks for spending time with me today. It's
Oh,
been a rough one.
of course, I understand it. And listen, Rachel, you weren't being a crab apple whatsoever.
Oh, thanks.
Sure.
I was. In my head, I was.
No. And you certainly weren't being a Granny Smith apple or anything.
Oh, that's my favorite.
If anything, you were being a red delicious apple. You know.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You know, a nice shiny red delicious apple, one you bring to your second grade teacher, and put up on her desk for her, all shiny and nice.
You know, before the war, I'd hoped to become a second grade teacher, so it's funny you say that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be a great second grade teacher. You're great with kids. You'd be a great mother, teacher.
Oh, thanks. My fiance didn't want me to work.
How dare
Doesn't want me to work. Doesn't. He's here. He's not gone. Somebody knows where he is.
Well, he shouldn't have a say in that. That should be up for you to decide. You shouldn't have.
Oh, I wish he thought that way. I wish.
I wish he did too. Actually, I'm glad that he doesn't. Actually, screw him. I hope he is gone. Yeah, I hope he's dead.
Whoa.
That is
I'm
not
sorry.
a
What am I
nice
walking
thing
back
to
into?
say.
What am I
No,
walking
because
back into?
I don't hope that he's dead. But like, if he were to be, maybe you could find somebody that would respect you and love you for like it is. I'm sorry.
I'm
Just
sorry
say it.
too.
Just say it.
Just say what?
I've always had pretty strong feelings for you, Rachel. There's a lot of love that I have for you, and
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
you're welcome.
So we're back, and the two of yous are still here, and I'm gonna guess the check has been unpaid, and we're still waiting on these nachos. Is that right?
Are you sure they know what they are?
I mean, the chef sounded pretty confident when he shouted back from behind the chef's counter. He said one order of nachos coming right up, which was clearly a lie, but also said with the confidence, I'm going to go back there and talk to him if this doesn't, if they don't come out in the next few minutes. I'm going to give a piece. Let me tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk back there and say, you are a chef and you do a wonderful job. The food here is always consistent. It's always good. It's always delicious. It's great food. I'm going to put my hands on his shoulders and say, you do a great job. Then I'm going to take a kitchen knife. I'm going to press it up against his belly. I'm going to say, but you didn't bring out the nachos in time. I'm going to twist. I'm going to twist so that the wound won't heal. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to set the knife back down. I'm going to put my hands back on his shoulders and say, you do a great job. You make the best Cobb salad I've ever had, but you messed up my nachos, and I cannot forgive you for that. I'm going to pat him on the shoulder. He's going to slump over, and then I'll watch him die. And that's just how it's going to go.
Or,
You know, I think I've lost my taste for them suddenly after
yeah,
hearing the story.
I'm still not entirely sure what you were talking about.
He was talking about his machos. Weren't you listening?
I can't do much listening when you're around, Rachel.
Stop it. You're going to make me have a big head.
No, you should have a big head. You should have the big.
Stop it. Stop it. Dad, now. My fiance has disappeared. Stop saying things like that.
Only a
Hey,
big head could fit the halo you're wearing, Angel.
Hey, you two, I got a
Come on.
pocket full of buttons. I'll pick up this meal. You
That's
you
great.
get out of here.
Throw down a couple of silver pennies for me.
Of course. Of course.
Thanks for coming out. Check us again online. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. We've been.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Dave, for helping us produce the show.
Yes.
And one last time, we got Tommy Bechtold, Shuli Cowan, James Warfield, and I'm Sean Cowan. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.